Hi, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Today I have the DeWALT 12 volt max 3/8 inch drill driver to show you. This is model number DCD710S2 for the kit. First off, let's talk about who this drill might be good for. This drill is pretty much a good overall drill for any of your homeowners, your DIYers, people that are driving screws, some drilling. As long as you're not getting into some heavier duty stuff like your hammer drills or driving lag bolts or a whole bunch of really long screws, this drill is going to suit quite a few people. Besides your homeowners and do-it-yourselfers, electricians would love this, HVAC guys would love this. Man, just about anything. I've been a firm believer up until this last year that bigger the better. Get yourself a big drill. You could drill everything. Now the downside with that, and I'm finding this out more often lately, is a bigger drill, it's harder to handle, harder to line up on a screw. I mean, if you're going to be using it a lot, you get fatigued. So that's where these 12 volt drills come in handy. They're very light. This one weighs in at like 2.4 pounds. It's compact. I mean, it's very narrow in the back. And front to back, I believe it's 7.5 inches. Now, that coupled with, the 12 volt batteries are considerably smaller. You're not adding really any noticeable weight to this drill. They're a pleasure to use for long periods of time or tight to fit spaces. I've become a real big fan of 12 volt drills this last year. Now, and another thing is, this is like one tool, pretty much the only tool out there that I can say I recommend a belt clip for, because you can actually hang this one from your belt, your pocket, and it's so light you hardly notice it. So before we go any more into specifics, let's talk about what comes in this kit. Again, this is the DCD710, so it comes with the drill. Now the S2 is the kit. It comes with two 1.3 amp hour batteries, so very compact, very small 12 volt batteries, a contractor's bag, really itty bitty bag. I had one of these on a sanding unit that I had. It was all black, and what I did with that one is, I don't carry my tools in a bag like that, so I turned it into like my overnight medicine bag when I go on trips. It's kind of cool. It also comes with the charger here. It's a DCD710S2. Neat thing about this charger, and it kind of slipped past me for a while there, these will charge your 12 volts or your 20 volt batteries. So you don't need to have your charging station with two different chargers. You put one charger there, it'll handle both of their batteries, and that's nice. It's one less thing you have to worry about and have plugged in. Now, let's go into the specifics. This drill has 2 speed torque settings, so there's a low and a high. The low speed is 0 to 400 RPM, the high is 0 to 1500 RPM, maximum developed speed. This also has a 15 position mechanical chuck, and the one past that is just drill, so it doesn't have any slippage on it. It has a 3/8 inch chuck, so you can basically use any drill bit up to a 3/8 inch. Anything bigger than that and it's not going to fit. So this fits the majority of your bits. There's some overmold bumpers on this thing, and I hadn't really given much thought to these before, but when you lay this drill down, it's not going to mar the surface. It sits there and it hits the bumpers, if you get it off the belt clip, and on the other side it hits the bumper right before the battery. Now, why is this important? If you're a contractor, you're going to somebody's house, they have some really nice stuff, or even in your own house you have some really nice stuff. You don't want to be slamming something down on your counter, on your table, on your floor, and scratching it, dinging it. So this rubber overmold not only protects the tool, but it protects the work surface, so that's nice. Like I said, very small drill. Ergonomics, awesome. I really like this. It fits really nice in the hand. The one nice thing about these battery packs like this, other people's 12 volts have the battery sliding into the handle, which makes the handle kind of bulky, and it can be odd to work with. This one is your normal handle. It fits just like any other drill, your 20 volt drills and whatnot. Now, I had said this is a 12 volt max drill, and what I mean by max is this is the maximum voltage that this unit has with no load on it. As soon as there's a load, it's a 10.8. Nominal load is 10.8 volts. So that's why when you see the max title, that is just a way of rating this. If you don't see max in a title, that means it would be 12 volts under load. So this is actually a 10.8. In my opinion, it's a 10.8 volt drill. Now this drill handles, I've been using this a lot. I put together a desk, a computer desk, which I had to build the cabinets and then mount it to the wall. I had to do all the electrical work on the wall and mounting the boxes, and I use this almost exclusively, and it handled everything extremely well. The only thing I had a little trouble with is on my shop side when I was putting my OSB board back up. It was driving into a really hard piece of wood and the screw just wouldn't go through. I had to bring out, basically the bad boy here, the 20 volt drill, and it just sunk it real fast. But for all the major work I use this, and like I said, it's so fun to grab. It stands up, like some of the other 12 volts won't stand up because there's not a big enough base, so it works really nice. Now, when I talk about size difference, there's a considerable size difference between the big 20 volt drill and this little 12, and weight difference. Like I said, 2.4 pounds before you put the battery on. This is something like 6 pounds, 4.9, something like that, before you put the batteries on. Twice the weight easily than this one, and it's, once you put the larger batteries on, it's heavy. If you worked with it all day, heavy. What it's used for is great. What its purpose is, it works phenomenal. But in your everyday, day-to-day stuff, this drill is great. One thing I don't like about this drill, and this is going to be my biggest knock on it, there is nothing on here anywhere, whether it's on the tool or on the battery, that shows you the battery life, how much you have left in it. It's pretty standard with all the other drills that I've seen out there. They either have, especially in the 12 volts, they'll have a little bar on the side of the tool itself. So when you pull the trigger like that, it'll tell you how much battery life you have on. This one does not have that. And never thought that was a big deal. A few years ago, never bothered me, but now it annoys me. This also has, since it's a 1.3 amp hour battery, it's pretty tiny. And it kind of stinks to get in the middle of a job and not know if you've got any charge left or not. So that's basically the only knock I have on this tool. Has a nice LED light. I like my LED lights either around the chuck or at the base shining up. Being positioned underneath the chuck, you'll get a nice illuminated area underneath your bit, but this chuck can basically obscure the light, and it's harder to see the end of what you're trying to work on. But the other nice thing about it being down here by the trigger is it's protected. You're not going to break it. I mean, it's really hard to break that. So that's the advantage of being tucked under. The disadvantage is it's not the best lighting situation. So if you're looking for a light, compact 12 volt drill, I would recommend taking a look at this. This is a brushed motor, not a brushless motor. So it doesn't quite compare with some of the brushless motors. They can actually torque a little more, but super light, super easy to handle. Like I said, the 12 volts are the ones I've been grabbing for quite a bit more often. So if you're out there looking for a small drill, something fun to use, take a look at the DCD710S2 for the kit by DeWALT. Come over to the forum, talk tools with us, show us your projects, anything like that. Subscribe to our channel. And until next time, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Talk to you later.